I think it was said pretty well, Eddie. You were on the ice against Clark Gillies. That could be a very dangerous man, but he was a great player.
Yeah, tried to stay away from Clark Gillies for the couple of years. I had a chance to play against him. Just a terrific two-way player, and you talk about intimidation. He can certainly go up and down that wing as good as any player that played that left side, especially in the heydays of the New York Islanders in the early 80s.
An integral part of 4 consecutive Stanley Cup championships. You talk about a dominant line. Yeah. Trottier, Bossy, Gillies. Wow. All Hall of Famers. Blackhawks hockey coming your way in high definition tonight, brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. There's Scott Darling, who's making his 4th consecutive appearance tonight. He's given up 5 goals in his last 3 wins. And at the other end, Yaroslav Halak, who's lost his last 2 starts. That's after going 11-0. So he had a great run, but the last 2 games he's given up 11 goals against in those 2 consecutive losses. There's Paul Devo, Paul Dvorsky, paired up with Wes McCauley tonight, the linesman Michel Cormier and Kiel Murchison. The Taves line opens up for Quenneville against the Franz Nielsen line for Capuano. Nielsen has Bailey and Mikhail Grabovski on either side, and of course it's Saad and Hossa flanking Taves. And now we're ready to go, and the game's underway. Keith dumped it in. DeHaan tipped it back to center. Brent Seabrook is there. Taves chipped it deep. Calvin DeHaan will ring it around the boards. Keith kept it in. Now taken by Grabovski. He could only get as far as center. DeHaan, though, carried on, dumped it in. Duncan Keith, who in his last 3 games has been a +5. Now Seabrook, a rink wide on the money for Taves. He fights his way into the zone, shoots one, and a save by Halak, and a penalty. Right away, Taves just driving the net. But Grabovski, you can hear Paul Dvorsky. We must have him mic'd up, but you can see the tripping penalty.
Well, Grabovski came together with Brent Seabrook, Pat, back in that Blackhawk zone, and I think that's where the penalty happened because the Hawks were able to make a quick outlet. Taves did a nice job, and I like what Taves did there, Pat. He shot for a rebound. He shot for the far pad of Jaro Halak. Tried looking for a rebound.
Keith off the draw, his shot though blocks, and the Islanders able to clear it. And this unit for Long Island has been dreadful. They've given up a goal in 4 straight games, their PK. And 7 of the last 15 have been converted against the Long Island penalty killing. Kane chipped it in. This may be what the Blackhawks power play has needed because of late it's been struggling also. Here's Keith with a long blast. Halak with the right pad. Rebound back to Keith, then Sharp. Now Kane with Versteeg front of the net. Here's Keith to Sharp. He lets it go. Just missed the far post. And Grabner cleared it.
Keep an eye on Michael Grabner, one of the quicker players in the entire National Hockey League. I put him up there in the speed category. Pat, and Nathan McKinnon of the Avalanche. Keep an eye on him because he can get a couple of breakaways per game.
Here's Sharp keeping in a bouncing puck across to Keith. The return feed didn't connect, and the Hawks will need to regroup. A minute remains, or just under a minute on the Hawks power play. Mention the Hawks PP work of late. Just 1 of the last 24 have been converted. As this dump is retrieved by Donovan, but he sort of jammed himself in the clearing attempt at a second chance. He got it the length. Brad Richards leads the Hawks back. Oh, that dump in hit Hickey, then came in front. Hossa, big save, Halak, and he gave no rebound with Shaw right there. That's a huge stop by Jaro Halak, who might have been dinged a little bit on the save.
Well, he just pinches this puck in between his right arm, his blocker, and his hip, Pat. Great opportunity as that puck took a funny bounce, and then the quick pass from Saad, and then Hossa with the wrist shot, and he just squeezes that puck on the right hip as Hossa was skating right, shoot back left, and a terrific stop for the former Canadian and Blues and Capital goaltender Yaroslav Halak. Nice play there from Brock Nelson to shoot that puck. Clear the zone there. That kills off what, Pat? Probably a good 15 seconds, that play there. And
just a few seconds left for one final bid on the power play. A dump by Richards over to Hossa's corner. He couldn't get there. And now DeHaan comes out for the Islanders. His pass just missed Tavares, and a good thing for the Hawks is their penalty was just expired. That might have been a 3-on-2 rush, but it didn't materialize. A chip and chase from Saad. Could not reach the puck, and Okposo rolled it up the boards. Now DeHaan cleared it to this side. Donovan. Okposo into the Hawk zone. His pass went outside the line. That's an offside play. I didn't mention the career of Yaroslav Halak. And mostly while he was with St. Louis, he posted some real good numbers whenever he saw the Blackhawks. You see his numbers against Chicago. His record is 6-1-3 in games against the Blackhawks. So very good numbers and a save percentage of 93 whenever he goes up against the Indian Head. Halak plays it over to the corner. Carcillo there. His pass never got to the front of the net. He was hit hard after making the feed attempt. And now in come the Islanders. A shot blocked by Chalmers, and it deflects out of play. And a young lady in a Blackhawks jersey, a fine, look at her. She just got herself a souvenir, and she's thrilled. So welcome to Long Island.
Absolutely. Arms up. I think there was a skill there too, Pat. That beverage she had never spilled, and she got the right hand up. And,
that's a professional. Donovan's long shot hit a leg. Seabrook up the boards. Kruger. Smith got turned around, but the Hawks able to get it out of there.
One thing too with the Islanders, Pat, they can really get up and go. They are a very quick team. They like to play up-tempo.
All right, here's Bickle into the zone. Here's this shot deflected by Donovan up high. Came back to Bickle. Goes down low for Shaw. Andrew Shaw spins it in behind. Bickle's there. Bickle for Sharp. His shot. Good save. Halak rebound. Then he stopped the stuff attempt by Shaw. It's held in Roosevelt. Pass deflected out of the air back to center.
Great play there from Brian Bickle. We talked about him, Pat, in that game. Later in that game against the Bruins. He had a terrific game the other night, and continuing where he left off below the goal line there. Great support with Shaw and Bickle, and then creating that chance for Sharp.
Saad, a nice kick pass. He got it to Taves, who sends it into the Islander end. Vishnowsky rolled it to Anders Lee. He cleared it to Grabner. Grabner in for Nelson. He could not get away from Seabrook. And the Hawks miss on a pass. It's going to be icing Chicago.
Well, from our BMO Harris Bank telestrator, working below the goal line. There's Brian Bickle. You're going to get support, and Brian Bickle's going to take this puck and just throw it to the right part of your screen. There's Patrick Sharp. Wide open, stops it, gets a shot, rebound. Look at Andrew Shaw. The work outside to get inside to create the second chance opportunity. Good play all the way around by those three guys.
Here's a quick shot. Good save by Darling with the right pad. Rebound DeHaan, put it deep. Keith, nice move to elude a check. And Taves' pass attempt hit a leg, went out of play.
Well, fans, don't miss your chance to catch all the exciting Blackhawks action from in between the player benches. Bid on the CME Group seats through the online CME Group seats auction. For more info, visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com.
John Tavares and Brad Richards, couple of 91s matched up here. And Thomas Hickey cleared it into the Blackhawks end. A steal by Tavares away from Keith. He tried to get it in front. It didn't work out. Now his pass missed. Poso goes back the other way.
Well, Tavares knocked that puck out of midair. Duncan Keith knew what he wanted to do there to reverse it, but give Tavares credit.
Richards golfed it up high. It's blockered away by Halak. Now Versteeg dropped it to Hjalmarsson. Kane wants Richards to jump loose to Versteeg. Then Richards got 6 points his last 6 games. Looking for another one here, but Oduya's shot never got through. And Poso starts the Islanders back. Short of center when he chipped it in, but no icing here. Hjalmarsson played it up the boards. Versteeg's pass picked up by Oduya, then Hjalmarsson. Hawks were changing on the play. That's to be a helpless feeling for Nick Hjalmarsson. He's got the puck, and all 3 forwards are heading for the bench. What do you want me to do with it now?
Where did they go?
But they never did turn it over. He and Oduya did a good job to avoid any trouble. Here comes Shaw into the zone. Shoots, and a save by Halak. And Jaro Halak, a very good start of the game. Good thing for the Islanders because the Hawks should easily have a lead, but we're scoreless.
Trevor Van Riemsdyk, TVR out for an indefinite period of time, and Corey Crawford back on the road with the Hawks. That lower body injury.
Blackhawks coming in here with a road record of 11-5 as Bickell's shot didn't get through. And they're 22 points on the road. Only one team in the league has more than that. So a great run on the road as Bickell tries to pull in. A one-hand maneuver got it to the net, but it's poked away.
Oh, that wasn't holding there. Reinhart grabbed him with one hand, the free hand, when Bickell was going right to the net.
Now Grabner gets in, then a long shot. Went wide. Held in by Donovan. Hit it into the corner. Patrick Sharp on the other side, able to backhand it to center ice. Where Calvin DeHaan, a first-round pick a couple of years ago, his pass didn't work out. DeHaan's only had 77 games of NHL experience, and actually quite a few guys in the Islander defense tonight in that category. This isn't one of them, Nick Leddy. But his pass didn't work out. There's going to be icing Long Island. But we reference to Eddie the acquisition of Nick Leddy before the season, which happened right about the same time they got Johnny Boychuk from 2 cap-strapped teams, the Bruins and the Blackhawks. If you can add 2 top 6 defensemen like this, that changes everything for Long Island.
Yeah, and the way that Nick Leddy's been used, Pat, he's moved into a top 4 or 5 type of defenseman. So to your point, 2 top defensemen that can play a lot, play in a lot of different situations, and probably for the Islanders, 2 guys that have recently won Stanley Cups.
Yeah,
and that is huge.
And assistant coach Doug Way talked to me about that today. I mean, that's a huge fact. That's several reasons they wanted those guys, but that was very high on the list. There's nobody else in that locker room that has. So guys who have been through it certainly add a dimension that's much needed here on the island. And also talking about Nick Leddy, I mean, we all know the great skating ability that he has, but in the role he's in now on Long Island, getting to the late stages of the game, or particularly in a 4-on-4 scenario, I mean, that brilliant skating ability, they really rely on him to take over those minutes and be kind of the quarterback out there for the Islanders.
A lot of similarities with the Hawks forwards and the Islander forwards, Platt, the way that they play. Almost too many men on the ice there for the Hawks. A slow change there with Seabrook and Hjalmarsson.
All right, now the Islanders, Kuhlman, stripped by Hjalmarsson. When he thought he had beaten him, didn't work out that way. The veteran D-man, not so fast, Kowalski. You thought you got away from me, huh? Tavares broke up that rush. Hawks will have to turn back. We played 9 minutes here in the opening frame. The Islanders have had just 1 shot. The Hawks have had 6. As Kruger gets into Smith. His pass picked off Bailey. And out comes Donovan. Hits it in with a long wrist shot into the glove of Darling, who's probably glad to feel the puck almost halfway through the opening period.
Well, guest rooms for the 8th annual, hard to believe, the 8th annual Blackhawks Convention is set for the 17th of July through the 19th, and will go on sale Tuesday, December 16th at noon. Room packages are the only way to guarantee your convention pass. To book your reservation, call the Hilton Chicago or visit chicagoblackhawks.com for more information.
Seabrook put it on the stick of Taves. Able to pick his way into the zone. Bounce it in deep, chasing it himself. Won the puck, but his pass picked off Grabowski, and Bailey comes out. Duncan Keith. Good feed up the middle. Nice reception by Saad. He put it on the stick of Hossa. Dropped it to Taves. He shoots. Oh, and a deflection off the stick of Vihana went out of play. But that rush up the ice, a nice looking rush, and all created by a great reception of a pass that was at his feet by Brandon Saad.
Well, the passing ability through the middle of the ice allows the Blackhawks to create that chance, and a Marian Hossa diving to the middle of the ice with support by Jonathan Taves. Sometimes the pass is not going to be tape to tape. It's going to be a little bit in between. You're going to have to use your skates, so you're going to have to maybe knock it down with a glove or a stick in midair.
Now Shaw's down low, threw it in front. Quick shot, Bickle, good save by Halak. Then a long one went wide from Dahlbeck. And the Islanders able to get it back. Here's Nelson. He speeds back the other way. Nelson gets into the zone and knocked down by Dahlbeck before he could pull the trigger. Shaw took it away, moved it out to Sharp, then Bickle. His long wrister, goal post. Oh, that was a knuckleball shot. He fired it while it was on edge, and it beat Halak short side, but drew iron. Now Kane kind of fumbled it. Clutterbuck will dump it in. Taken by Keith. Versteeg ahead for Kane. Now Versteeg will drop it back to Seabrook. Keith forced to turn. And now the Islanders able to get back. Hickey put it out to Tavares. Oduya bothered him. Taken away to Hjalmarsson. His bank pass missed Versteeg. Vishnowski into the zone. Tavares. He kind of fumbled it. Knocked away by Hjalmarsson. Tavares needs help from Oposo. John Tavares in behind. Wants Kuhlman in front. That pass didn't get anywhere near him, though, as Richards right in the middle. And Brad Richards bounced it back to the other end. Now Leddy. Oh, a good strip by Saad on the counterattack. He breaks in alone, shooting. Good save by Halak. And he's made 3 or 4 beauties in the game, Halak. Now they turn it over, the Islanders. Halak made another point-blank stop. And a pass in front picked off by Nelson. And the Islanders able to get as far as center ice. Now back comes Taves. Nielsen able to knock him down on the boards. Puck came loose to the Islanders. Mikhail Grabowski to Josh Bailey. Back to Grabowski. He centered a quick shot. And a save by Darling on Donovan. Rebound held in. Donovan's pass picked off Roosevelt. And he'll put it back into Long Island ice as the Hawks look to complete a change. Griffin Reinhart, one of the guys without a lot of NHL time, just his 7th game ever in the league. 20-year-old Griffin Reinhart wearing number 8. And that's icing Islanders. Well, the Blackhawks have had a huge edge in scoring chances in the first 12-plus minutes of the game.
Well, what an opportunity for Brandon Saad, taking the puck away from Nick Leddy, in all alone, and just goes right to the net and tries to beat Jarl Halak to the stick side, not able to elevate that puck enough. It's a great positioning all the way around by the Hawks to create that chance. Don't get the opportunity that hit the post too. That Bickle chance as well.
Lee left it to Grabner.
He played his college hockey at Notre Dame.
Wisnowski tried to center, picked off Hjalmarsson. And a bank pass finds Sharp from Shaw, but he was checked right away, and Grabner looks to counterattack. Moves it ahead to Lee. Doesn't have any help, so will fire a long wrister that's blockered away, or sticked away, I should say, by Darling. And now Dahlbeck looks for Bickle. That pass not in the wheelhouse. And the Islanders move back in. Martin left it. Strome put it out in front. Good stick, Rosenthal. He broke up the pass. Now a steal by Ben Smith.
Good hit by Bickle on Clutterbuck. Boy, I really like the way Ryan Bickle's playing, Pat. In the last, you want to say the last 2+ periods, I think he's been a force. I mean, he's been outstanding, doing a lot of little things, generating chances, finishing some hits. He's been terrific.
In the last 2 games, he's been credited with 7 hits. He now leads the Blackhawks with 55 hits this year. Martin leads the league in hits. Made a good pass here. Poso to the net. And a save by Darling. And no penalties. Poso went crashing to the end boards. So we play on. Smith cleared it to center. Poso works back in. Picked off Oduya. He cleared it to Taves, who chipped it deep. Taves grabbed by DeHaan. Well, the Islanders able to dig it out. Tavares to Leddy. And Hossa able to get to him. Well, the Hawks misfired a pass, and no icing here, so Hickey's going to have to play it.
Must have a flight to catch.
I'm really surprised at that one. Here comes Grabowski. Could not connect on the feed. Hjalmarsson needs help to get it out.
Now they're going to call icing the other way. No, they're going to wave it off. He's got a flight too.
Oduya able to bounce it to center while being hit by Grabowski. Bailey gets in with a long wrist shot, blocked in front. Richards ahead for Versteeg. Gets into the zone. Help by Kane. Patrick Kane looks in front. There's the pass. Oh, tipped before reaching Duncan Keith. Now he's got it. Put it back to Kane. Keith now to Richards. Across to Keith. Here it comes. And he fired it wide. Rebound held in by Seabrook. Richards. Now to Versteeg. Then Kane. Hawks with great zone time here with this Richards line. Kane now in for Richards. He said, Seabrook all alone in the front of the net. And couldn't redirect the puck toward the goal. And now it's deflected up in the air. It winds up an offside play. 4 minutes left in the first. A period well controlled by the Hawks, but they haven't been able to score yet.
Well, finished 2014 in style with the New Year's Millionaire raffle from the Illinois Lottery. 3 lucky players will take home a $1 million prize, and many more will also win big. But hurry, because tickets are limited. New Year's Millionaire raffle from the Illinois Lottery. Anything's possible. Play responsibly. Must be 18 years old or older to play. Pat, I got a quick shout out to Avery and Leah Solis out there in Wakanda, Illinois. Big Blackhawk fans. Avery's 3 years old and Leah's 3 months old. So they big Blackhawk fans, and I think you're the greatest.
All right. All right, now Kane works into the offensive zone. It's cleared in behind. And Kuhlman comes back for the Islanders. Tavares gets it into the zone. Tavares put it across. Long shot of Posto. Right on to save Darling. He had it, then lost it. Now the puck's still alive. Kuhlman had it taken away, and Saad battles his way back to center. It's kind of tough to handle the puck with the back end of your stick.
I think he got it caught up in the official, and I mean, he did a heck of looked like a baton there. He just was spinning it, never dropped it. Great play by Saad.
Now the Islanders, Nielsen. He threw it across. Here's a long shot and a save on Bailey. Rebound Donovan. In for Josh Bailey. Bailey taking a look. Goes across the ice. Donovan had tried to go back door, but the pass didn't connect with him. And now it's taken by Hjalmarsson. Mounts it to the Islander line. Hawks changing on the move. 2.5 left in the scoreless first. Donovan waiting for his team to change as well. Now they chip it in. Seabrook back. A pinching Reinhart got turned around on the boards. Griffin Reinhart came up with it. Down he went. Penalty against the Blackhawks on the first power play of the game to Long Island. First power play for them at least.
The Hawks are going to be shorthanded. Patrick Sharp upends Griffin Reinhart. And we're going to go back to that play, Pat, with Brandon Saad from our BMO Harris Bank Teleshare. Watch this. He's going up the ice. His stick is starting to lose it. Catches it up in the linesman. Catches it. And all of a sudden, there's no blade on the bottom of the stick. That's a heck of a job there by a man known as Sauter.
I wasn't sure whether he was doing twirling a baton or looking like Olczyk reaching for the check. No, not really. Very nice steal here by Smith. And out comes Kruger. On flipper handled by Halak.
Started hearing that circus music when he was going up the ice.
Tavares. A good stand-up play by Hjalmarsson right at the blue line. That jammed up that rush, and Islanders have to regroup. The Islander power play has 4 goals their last 4 games. 4 out of 16 they've converted. And the Hawks PK in the last 25 games has given up just 5 goals against. Leddy trying to penetrate, could only get so far. Now he's got to turn and go all the way back.
1 minute remaining.
A minute left in the period. And on the power play, Lichnowsky, Bailey, checked by Seabrook.
Somebody broke their stick down there.
That's Bailey who's got to go get a new cue. That allows an Oduya easy clear. Bailey with a new stick from the bench. Chipped it to Strome. Strome's pass broken up Seabrook. Well, they battle away in the corner. There's 6 in there. Islanders dig it out. A centering attempt picked off, and Saad bats it to the boards and then got it out. Saad fights his way now. A centering pass for Hossa just out of his reach. Saad had a man with him and got it to the middle just barely in front of Hossa, who otherwise would have been in alone. Now Saad working hard in the offensive zone, but Grabowski came up with it, and that will finish the opening period. Well, the Blackhawks and the Islanders among the league's scoring leaders in first period play, but they didn't help that number tonight. Neither team able to dent the net. The Blackhawks had 10 shots, the Islanders 8. But Eddie, I think you'd agree that the better chances were put together by the visitors.
No question. Good jump. Couple of quality chances with hard work up and down the ice.
All right, fellas, thanks very much. Welcome back to Long Island, where the Hawks and Islanders have switched ends, getting ready for period 2. Hawks second period is brought to you by MB Financial Bank. MB means business. And the Islanders are going to begin the period with exactly 1 second of power play time. So each team had a man advantage in the first, and neither able to get anything finished with it. But, you know, both these teams, in the current scenario they're in, really had a nice run going. The Islanders have won 7 of their last 8 home games. The Hawks have won their last 6 road games. What a big shot I give. So ready to go with period 2. And we're underway. Both teams are at full strength. Grabowski grabs Keith, and then Seabrook picked up the loose puck. Gave it right to Bailey. Squirted in front, Grabowski. Center, Nielsen. His shot blocked by Keith. Now another long wrister kicked away. Darling. It's out of play. So a good start for the Islanders here to open up period 2.
Quick developing play in front of the net where Grabowski got that puck, didn't shoot the puck, and just laid it right there for Frans Nielsen. I think he's one of the more underrated players in the entire National Hockey League, 51 in blue. Real solid player, great in the shootouts, really playing any situation. And a good stick there on the recovery there, as you mentioned, Pat, by Duncan Keith.
Almost able to hoist that one out. Now Griffin Reinhart sends it deep. Johnny Oduya was not given an easy chance there by Scott Darling, but held the puck and didn't turn it over. Hawks able to get it out. Donovan for Okposo. Put himself offside, and the whistle sound.
Hey, Pat, I got a quick shout out. You're going to like this one. A very special shout out to Russ and Pam Fitton. Chicago natives, they live in Inverness, but right now they're in the big island of Hawaii. Watching this game on NHL Game Center. I think Russ is probably playing golf in the Hawaii State Open out there. So in between chip shots, he's watching the game. So a special hello, aloha to Pam and Russ Fitton.
Yeah, we love it. And we're actually quite jealous of him. Centering pass deflected back to the neutral zone. Thomas Hickey sends it deep. Now Hickey with a keep. And behind it's Grabner. Threw it out in front. Good stick there by Roosevelt. Broke up the pass. Brock Nelson, former Fighting Sioux. Now he couldn't get it under control, picked up by Roosevelt. He had his clearing attempt held in. Well, the Islanders have had a real good start here, first couple shifts of period 2. And now the Hawks misfiring a pass, going to be icing Chicago, and the Hawks only played 2 minutes here, but you wanted to start to see a little bit play down in the zone to our left.
Well, the 2015 All-Star fan vote is underway. Cast your vote for your favorite Blackhawk. Every ballot you cast is another chance for you to win a trip to the NHL All-Star Weekend in Columbus, Ohio. Visit NHL.com/vote and vote today.
Face-off win to Leddy and a blocker save by Darling. Rebound to Kane. He's checked. Dahlbeck's pass picked off. Bounces high into the air, comes down to Martin, dropped it to Leddy. Threw it to the other corner. Roosevelt got there. Held in by Martin. His long wrist shot missed the net. This is kept in by Leddy. And then a centering attempt. Oh, and the skate of Roosevelt happened to get in the way of Martin's quick wrist shot. Now another shot. That hit a leg. And a tired group of Blackhawks in need of a clear. And this one does get out of the zone, but they're not going to be able to make many chances. Well, now actually the whole 3 forwards that do go off. Darling holds the puck. That's a very smart play by Scott Darling. And thoughts of playing it and knowing he had 5 exhausted teammates out there. He allowed it or waited for a couple of blue sweaters to get in the neighborhood, then just held on.
And the Islanders look a little quicker and a little bit more in sync this period, Pat, than they did in that first period. Nick Leddy throws his puck down the boards, and there you made mention of that play by Michael Roosevelt, where Matt Martin had a stick on the ice, and it looked like it was going towards the net and just got caught up in the skate blade of Michael Roosevelt.
Hossa gets in deep, centering one. Here's Son, a backhander, good save, rebound. Halak made a second save on Keith. Now in behind is Hossa for Taves. He goes back to Keith. Then Seabrook a long blast, hit a leg in front to Keith. Now Taves. Checked in the corner, dug out of there Nielsen. Hans Nielsen fires a long bank. Out to center ice, and now behind the play, Tay is going to be whistled off, or at least looks like he's going to be sent to the box. by Paul Dvorsky. As his stick got up.
2 minutes for high stick.
And a good answer back by the Taves line. Couple of good opportunities, but Jonathan Taves takes the high sticking minor.
Fans, it's time for New York Islanders power play.
Opportunity on the power play.
Face-off win by Kruger. And the Hawks able to get it out.
Taves, 2 minutes for high sticking at 3:11. That's the Blackhawks, number 19 Taves, 2 minutes, high sticking at 3:11.
Here comes Nick Leddy. In the delayed entry, it's Nielsen rolling into Poso. Kyle Poso put it over to the boards. Tavares, a centering pass broken up by the stick of Darling. And Hjalmarsson able to bounce it to center.
Not a good decision at all by John Tavares. They're trying to force it through 2 Blackhawk sticks all the way across the ice. Hawks will take those decisions.
He's got it back in. He's got a 3-game scoring streak, Tavares, with 2 goals in the last 3. Tavares rolled it in behind Nielsen. Put it back to Leddy. And then Nielsen. They got Nelson in front of the net. Leddy's long shot hit Nelson. He tried to stop it home. Could not against Darling. Tavares dropped it back. And here's a Poso. Leddy to Nielsen. Now Tavares in the middle of the ice. Here's Leddy shot. Good save by Darling. Fully outstretched for the left pass. Great play by Keith. But the clear by Hjalmarsson didn't get anywhere. Now it's picked up by Kruger. He rings it around the other way. Chased down by Hjalmarsson, who's bothered by Tavares, but the Hawks get it, and Kruger got it out. Back come the Islanders. Grabowski, that's an offside play. As Lee had been pushed in there ahead of the puck.
Well, Nick Leddy with a couple of good looks. That's a good stop there by Scott Darling with the screen in front of the net from Brock Nelson. They run the same setup. Nielsen to Leddy, and then the left pad save from Scott Darling.
Now Lee, checked by Seabrook. They battle away in the corner. Moser just holding it up against the board, trying to take a few more seconds off the clock. That happens. Hawks penalty over. Both teams full strength. Here's Taves just out of the box. He's got the puck into the zone. Saad chasing down low against Visnovsky. Saad won the puck. Brandon Saad got checked. He'll have to regroup at center.
Good play there from Visnovsky.
Dahlbeck dumped it. Hickey retrieved it. Thomas Hickey shot it to center ice. Bickle's there. Now Kuhlman rolled it ahead. Matt Martin gets the line. Martin drives the net. A shot blocked by Dahlbeck.
Good power move there from the big left winger on the 4th line, Matt Martin.
Here's the pass, was at the feet of Bickle. Held in sharp. His feet broken up though, and a Poso the other way. Here's Martin. We mentioned he leads the league in hits. He came in here with 133 hits, Martin. The Blackhawks leader is Bickle. He's got 55. The Islanders have 2 guys on their line, Martin and Clutterbuck on their 4th line. And all they really seem to want to do is try to take a piece of somebody when they're out there. Now Oduya. And Bickle able to get it in. Matt Donovan rings it around to Poso. Now Nelson chasing in. Darling came out of the net to play it. A loose puck away from Keith. Now it's saved by Darling. A Poso now to the line of shot. And a save by Darling. Rebound to Poso. Got turned around to the boards, and Kruger able to come out with it. Duncan Keith, and Kruger went in there offside. But a miscue between the goalie and the D-man, Duncan Keith, led to a chance for the Islanders. Good work, Darling, on the save, so we're still scoring.
Been really impressed with the way that Scott Darling handles the puck, Pat. And here he puts his pass right on the tape of Duncan Keith and just explodes. And then all of a sudden, Brock Nelson takes his puck right to the net. It certainly helps when your goaltender can play the puck, place it, make plays for your defenseman. And the more Scott Darling plays, the more comfortable and confident he's going to be. And had a chance to visit with Scotty before the game tonight, and just wants to keep playing the way he is with the opportunities he's getting, and he's having a lot of fun enjoying it and gaining more and more confidence each and every night.
Well, I mean, a bunch of great work from him, particularly early in this second period. Hawks been outshot 9-0 in the period. And the other night in Boston, the Bruins had 9 scoring chances, according to video coach Matt Martin, who keeps track of that stuff very closely. And they had 9 scoring chances in the second period alone. That is dramatic. Here's a shot by Grabowski that missed. That will not be credited as a chance. But they had 9 good chances and only 1 went in.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, you get play like that, you wonder why he's liking playing so as much as he is. And he should. Richards here had his pass deflect up high. And the Islanders able to get it out.
Talked a lot about it, Pat. The travels of Scott Darling in his junior to professional career. And the opportunity has presented itself, and let's make it perfectly clear, at the start of the year, he was the 4th goaltender coming into training camp. Give a lot of credit to the Nashville Predators and Mitch Korn, the goaltending coach at that particular time. And he's had a great training camp and got an opportunity earlier in the year and performed really well. And we talked about it the other night. Pretty strong message by Joel Quenneville to keep putting Darling into the blue paint.
Here's Hossa moving in with a blast, and a save by Halak. First shot of the period for the Hawks comes on almost 9 minutes in. Here's Taves. For Hossa, he tried to snap it off, but hit a leg though and deflects out of play.
Well, let's take a look at our Ford upcoming schedule. After the game tonight, the Hawks will jump on their charter and head back home, and then the Calgary Flames are there waiting in Chicago tonight after a loss last night and up to a real tough start last night in Pittsburgh. Played extremely well, and we talked a lot about it, Pat. You better bring the hard hats when you play the Calgary Flames, and they got a couple of. Sean Monahan's a terrific player. Love watching him play. So they'll be at the United Center tomorrow night, and then the Hawks will. The Minnesota Wild come on knocking on Tuesday night.
There's only 4 teams in the league not playing tonight. Calgary won them, so they're in Chicago. Oh, Rosal just got run over Martin. Here's Clutterbuck. Good save by Darling. And the rebound picked up by the Hawks. Here's Shaw looking ahead. Bickle, he drives, he shoots. And it went off the tip of the glove of Halak. We mentioned Matt Martin. He's looking for Jolt, and he just delivered a huge one, leading to a great scoring chance for Long Island.
Oh, this line has been pretty good, the 4th line.
Hawks keep it in. Shaw rings it around. He got knocked down by Reinhart as he did that. And then Martin goes off the glass and winds up out of play, and the whistle goes.
It almost seemed like Michael Roosevelt thought that Matt Martin was going to go by him here, Pat, and he waited, and all of a sudden Matt Martin just knocked Michael Roosevelt right down. I think if Rosie moves that puck right away, Pat, that never happens. I think he just was trying to outweight him. And next thing you know, Clutterbuck did not see Brock Nelson, who was going right to the net. I think if he passes back door, Nelson's got a A++ chance. But that was a terrific save by Scott Darling after the giveaway off the chance for Cal Clutterbuck, and Matt Martin's got a big hand in this game so far.
Now Kane trying to pry it off the boards. 2 Islanders converge. They're able to get it out. Kuhlman for Oposo. A long wrist shot floats well wide. Taken by Kuhlman. He shoots one. Saved on the rebound. Oh, what a second save he made on Tavares. I think he fully outstretched with a paddle and managed to make a spectacular second save. Kane on the counterattack. His wrister into the glove of Halak, who will play it. Hawk trying to change on the move. Good feed, Halak ahead. Oposo. Not checked on the boards. And the Hawks are able to get it out.
Dahan made an unbelievable play, Pat, along the board to get the puck to Kuhlman, and then took the chance, took the shot, and then what an opportunity there in front.
Here's Oposo. He shoots from close range. The puck fluttered wide. The Hawks get it out of there. The Islanders coming hard here in the second period. And the Hawks have been playing rope-a-dope in the first half of period 2. Here's Ben Smith. Around for Carcillo. Nielsen takes over for the Islanders. Cleared it ahead. Grabowski steps in. His shot blocked by Dahlbeck. Then came back in front. Here's Bailey. Couldn't pick it up. And Nielsen did. Nielsen across. Here's a shot. Oh, and Grabowski on an open side of the net. It was a tough chance. Puck got on him quickly from Dahan. But he couldn't finish what could have been a tap-in. Now in behind, and Nielsen over to the boards. Richards looking for a little help. Around for Dahlbeck. A keep by Reinhart. As Carcillo just went for a skate. Reinhart keeps it in. Now Donovan's long shot well wide. Bailey. Hit it in behind. Grabner. Tried to work a give and go and jump to Carcillo, and he's able to get only as far as center. Right back in come the Islanders. Lee trying to find the trailer. Good block by Richards. Kane on the counterattack. Patrick Kane has Richards with him. Could not get away from the check of Wisnowski. Held in Oduya. Bouncing puck picked up by Donovan. Here's it to Grabner, and the Islanders get out. Here's Lee. Working against Oduya. Kick loose to Versteeg. Taves is checked at center ice. Well, he and Lee got together along the boards. Just picked up Hjalmarsson. Thomas Hickey lost it to Kane. He looks in front. Instead, Oduya at the line. Feeding to Versteeg with a blast, and the puck was rolling. He put it up off the glass, then the netting. It's out of play. 7 minutes remaining in the second period. It's scoreless, but only because Scott Darling's been great.
From our BMO Harris Bank Telestrator, watch this play by Calvin Dahan here. Beautiful little pass to Nikolai Kuhlman with the shot, save, and then the unbelievable opportunity there for John Tavares. What a save by Scott Darling. Shot, paddle, tremendous save. And it's been all Islanders. Talked about how quick they are, and they did not play that way in the first period. They are the much quicker team with the Blackhawks on their heels here in the second.
10-1, the Islanders shot edge. 13 minutes into the frame. Bailey for Grabowski. Centered it, picked off Taves. And out comes Saad looking for Hossa. Marian Hossa in on Dahan, had to pull up. And now Taves dropped it to Keith. His long shot never got to the net. Keith able to keep it nicely. Chipped it across. And Seabrook a long one. Never got through the traffic in front. Nielsen made the block. And the Islanders get it out.
That hurt Nielsen.
Back in Sharp. He and Dahan get together in the corner. Then Tavares there to support. John Tavares. Only been 10 games this year where he doesn't have a point. Tavares down low. Checked by Hjalmarsson. Now Bailey. Knocked away to Smith. Let's get it to the neutral zone. Smith picked it up there. Steaming in. His shot is blocked. Kruger. Took it away from Kuhlman. Kruger, good pass to Hjalmarsson. He looks to Oduya. Walking in, centering. A shot by Carcillo and a save. Halak didn't know where. Hit him in the backside. It's in the net. The puck The shot from Carcillo went up in the air. I think it hit a lock in the backside and trickled in. And the Hawks incredibly have the lead.
Well, we talked about the fourth line in our open, and our Honda goal replay shows us a chance for Danny Carcillo. Save up on top, hits him in the shoulder and rolls right back into the net. A little bit of English on that shot from Danny Carcillo. Might even caught him in the mask there, Pat. Almost accelerated once it hit the rubber hit the mask of.
A steal, Clutterbuck, he scores! Duncan Keith turned it over, and the New York Islanders score a goal 6 seconds after the Hawks took the lead. Now it's tied.
Well, Duncan Keith settles down a rolling puck. Clutterbuck with a perfect stick takes away that pass. Not a good decision at all by Duncan Keith. No chance for Scott Darling.
We play 34 minutes with nothing, and then 2 and 6. Well, back to even as Oduya keeps it in.
2 fourth lines too, Pat, right?
Yeah. He's going to be icing Long Island. So a draw back to their end of the ice.
Well, we talked about it in our first intermission, our telestrator, when Brandon Saad did a great job on Nick Leddy with stick on puck, stick on stick. And there's a perfect job there by Cal Clutterbuck to take away the passing lane, leading with your stick. Your stick's not up in the air, get it buried on the ice, and Duncan Keith tried to force that play.
Quick shot from Sharp, he tried again, and Halak able to make the save. That was Shaw. Faceoff led to 2 tries from Sharp. Now Andrew Shaw working the corner against Reinhart. Then Bickle spins it back to Oduya, whose long one never got through. Matt Martin fires it off the glass and out to center. Strome got checked. And Sharp the other way. Patrick Sharp's fluttering wrister is handled by Halak, who will hang on for a whistle. 4.5 remaining in period 2, even at 1.
Well, Hawk fans, don't forget the WGN Sports Game Zone, powered by 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Go to WGNTV.com and click on the WGN Sports Game Zone, brought to you by 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Call now for a free estimate for all the right reasons. 4 Seasons.
Unassisted. Time to go 14-31.
All right, now the draw on the Islander end. Nelson and Richards, who wins it. Jalmerson dropped it to Kane. A long flip shot, hit some traffic in front.
Little set face-off play
there. A real clean win by Richards, allowing things to get set up, but the shot did not reach the goal. That's going to be offside of the Hawks line.
No, reset time now for the Hawks. After taking the 1-0 lead. And Clutterbuck answering back. Chip and chase, get the legs into it. And take some of the pressure off of your goaltender, because he's been sensational in the second period.
Oduya, pass missing, going all the way down, icing Chicago. Well, the Islanders, Eddie, we mentioned, have had a really good year, but they were in great shape in first place in their division, 12 games over 500, and then they ran into a couple of Central Division teams. They've lost their last 3, 2 to the Blues, 1 to the Minnesota Wild, and against the Central Division, they've gone only 2 and 5. There's a long shot, Vishnowsky, handled by Darling. Their 2 wins have come against Dallas and Colorado, the 2 last place teams in the Central. So they've had trouble against this division. but you wouldn't know it looking at the second period here tonight.
Yeah, the game against Minnie, they had a 3-0 lead. We talked about that the other night and ended up losing that game.
Dahan to Vishnowsky. A wrist shot is off a leg. Taken by Kane. Made a good outlet to Taves. Looking for Saad. Never quite connecting. Now Hickey steps back into the zone. Tavares threw it towards the middle. Oduya dove and got help from Taves. Now Hossa. Poke checked at the line. Back come the Islanders. Bailey. Centered one. And Nielsen couldn't pull the trigger. Cleared back into Islander ice. Chased by Dahan. Kelvin Dahan, just 23 years of age.
You gotta get me a pair of those. Oh, that's Cole Hunt. I'm sorry, those.
Now the Hawks thought that puck went up off the netting, so that does draw a whistle.
Let's see. Yeah, you look like you look good in a pair of Cole Hunts. Well, hey, Blackhawk fans. Want to be tonight's Buddig Lunch Meats featured fan of the game? Tweet us a family-themed picture, just like Jim Castillo and family. All right. It's a good-looking family. Want to be the Buddig family of the night? Buddig Lunch Meats makes more than a sandwich.
Patrick Sharp shoots one and a save by Halak, who will hang on. And Sharp got a glove in the face from Donovan. He answered, and that'll draw some attention back to the Islander net. Patrick Sharp, in the 2 games he's been back, has played 34 minutes, 7 shots. He had an assist the other night. More importantly for a guy like this who wants and needs to score goals, he's had a couple of chances in each of the first 2 games, and not so much tonight yet, but I want to see number 10 getting the chance to trigger a couple of good opportunities on a game-in and game-out basis.
Yeah, and you look at those numbers, Pat. 3 goals, all on the power play. 10 points on the season. 6 of those on the specialty team side on the power play. The puck's been finding him in the offensive zone. There's no doubt about it. There's no hesitation. He's firing that puck.
Good face-off win there, allowing a Bickle chance. Halak made the stop. Now Sharp tried to get it out in front. Deflects to Bickle. Keith with a long blast. Hit Shaw. He tried to take a whack at it. Now loose side of the net. A whack by Sharp didn't get through. Taken by Bickle. Now the Islanders able to get it back. Donovan fires it off the boards and out to center. Islanders get in. Here's Nelson. He dropped it. Then a shot. Fought off driving rebound. Oh, and a goal might have been saved by Keith as he swept it out of the blue paint. Held in Vishnowsky. Shooting. Never got through. Laid loose. And the clearing attempt held in. Now Roosevelt took a whack. Picked up by Kane. He's able to get it out. That initial shot that we're going to show you here in another minute when we get a stoppage hit Darling up high with a shoulder save, and it seemed to stun him for a moment, so it was a big play by Keith to get it out of a dangerous area. We get down to a minute and a half left here in period 2 in a 1-1 game. Thomas Hickey for Long Island. Oduya taking away Kuhlman. Now Oposo driving on Jalmerson. Turns to his forehand, dropped it back. Here's Leddy. Final minute now of the second period. Oposo back to Leddy. Goes down low looking for Tavares. Now Kuhlman. Dahan shooting. He missed the net. Rebound held in by Leddy. Tavares tried to throw it in front. It deflects. A loose puck to the cornered Kuhlman. Leddy with a long one. Good save. Darling never saw it till it hit him. Great save by Darling through some traffic. You can see it was a very late reaction move that he made. Now the Hawks will be real happy when this second period comes to an end. They have been outplayed mightily by the Islanders in period 2. Seabrook gets the puck with 5. Clears it out of there. That's going to finish the second.
Well, the number 1 star of that period, Scott Darling. Some quality chances. There's that high, hard shot you made mention of, Pat, probably about a minute and a half ago. And then right after that, the Islanders with a couple of real good opportunities. So the opportunity for the Hawks to regroup before we head to the third.
That's exactly what they'll need to do. They get outshot 17-7 in the period. But each team scored a goal. Carcillo for the Hawks and Clutterbuck for the Islanders, each getting their 4th of the year within 6 seconds of one another. And we're tied at 1 after 2. Well, I guess it's time to see who's going places. Brought to you by Toyota. The Blackhawks with an 8-game winning streak, and take a look at the teams that have had the most of those in the last couple of years. Hawks on top of the list. Well, if they're going to extend this streak, Eddie, the third period, that's obviously Captain Obvious. It has to be a lot better than the second.
Yeah, very lucky that the score is even, and you're going to need that. And it happened the other night in Boston, where the Bruins were the better team for long stretches, and Scott Darling was able to hold down the fort, and the Hawks were able to find a way to win a hockey game. And they had their opportunities right in that second period, partner, where they had 2 5-on-3s, weren't able to capitalize, and that's what you need sometimes. You need your goaltender to weather the storm, and that's what Scott Darling has done for his team to this point, even as we get ready for the third.
Yeah, certainly has done his job, which always is give your team a chance, and he has certainly done that through 40. Now a centering pass to get underway in the third, picked off. Grabowski comes out. Nielsen wants Grabowski, but Seabrook in the way of the pass and along. Oh, good tip, Grabowski. He just missed on the redirect, hitting the target. Now the Hawks keep possession while they change. Seabrook goes to the other side, hoping Kruger can get there. Then Carcillo did. He's checked by DeHaan. The pinching Hjalmarsson kept it in. There's Kruger down low. Marcus Kruger has slipped it in front, never connecting with Smith. Islanders fire it the other way, icing Long Island. The Blackhawks will have an offensive zone draw here early in period 3, and that's one area where the Hawks have been dominant in the second. They've won 2 out of every 3 draws, 65% the Chicago face-off advantage through 2. They win this one to Kane. A long wrist shot, good save, a lock rebound. The stick of Oduya tied up. He threw it in front. That's picked off, and back come the Islanders. Kuhlman chipped it in. Taken by Hjalmarsson. Lifting it high ahead to Richards. Richards goes to the other side. It was kind of a tweener for Versteeg. And Wisniewski put it into his own bench. The whistle goes.
I think that almost hit Jack Capuano, the head coach of the Islanders.
One thing about the Islanders, in the games this year, Eddie, where they have held their opponent to 2 goals or less, they've never even given up a point. They're 12-0 when they've been able to do that. So the Hawks in this 1-1 duel here early in the third, looking to generate a long shot. Sharp is blocked. Lee able to come out with it. Sharp the other way, 3-on-3 into the zone. Sharp shooting, and a stick save up off the shaft of the stick by Halak, and it's out of play.
No hesitation for Tenon White in the offensive zone. And shoot first and answer question second. No hesitation at all. 2 attempted shots on this shift for Patrick Sharp. This last one here, as you called it, partner, right off the knob of the stick of Jaro Halak. The puck has been finding Patrick Sharp.
Now Grabner helped by Nelson. He dropped it back. Here is A loose puck by a couple of guys and a long feed. Finds Sharp. 2-on-1. He's got Bickle with him. Sharp cutting in. Shooting. Save. Halak. Looked like Reinhart tried to play the pass the whole way, the defenseman. So Sharp pulled the trigger.
They'd come right back out with that line, Pat. That Shaw-Bickle Sharp line. The puck is finding this line, generating 3 chances for Patrick Sharp on that shift alone. And I think for Patrick Sharp, the next time he gets an opportunity, Pat, is just put your head down and grip it and rip it as hard as you can. Good save there from Halak.
Here's Hossa, well covered as the puck got to him, but the Islanders come away. Clutterbuck gets the line. A long wrist shot kicked away Darling. Strome got turned around and the clearing attempt held in DeHaan. He got away from Hossa. DeHaan driving. Goes down low. Now it's picked up by Martin. And Keefe wrestling along the board. Taves for Hossa. Saad comes away with it, but could only get as far as center. Taves carried on, gets in with a wrist shot that's blocked by Leddy. Now dug outside. Brandon Saad had his pass. Grabowski able to jam it loose. They got a 2-on-1. Grabowski has Clutterbuck with him. He tried to give it to Clutterbuck, who fumbled it. That's exactly what the Hawks would have hoped for. Grabowski and Clutterbuck. You want the puck going to 15 and blue.
Grabowski might have had a chance, Pat, to just take that puck to the net, but he was looking past the whole way.
Wisnowski to the backhand. Couldn't pull the trigger. Grabowski back to Wisnowski. Here it comes. And it hit Oduya on the way. Dug out Grabowski. Mikhail Grabowski could not get to the middle. Good strip by Saad. He cleared it ahead. Kane racing in. Wisnowski trying to catch him. Kane! He scored! Patrick Kane was sprung by a good pass from Brandon Saad. He went short side high. Kane with his 10th goal in his last 14 games. And the Hawks are in front.
Boy, what a backhand. And from our Honda goal replay, the backhand from Patrick Kane. And watch his puck roll on edge, Pat. Right at the last second, it rolls on edge. And Patrick Kane hesitates a second. We're going to get another look at that same exact replay. The puck kind of goes flat right up against his blade. It goes flush. He waits for the puck to drop back over, and then he's able to elevate that puck and put the puck perfectly over the glove of Yaroslav Halak. Beautiful backhand shot there from Patrick Kane.
So the Hawks jump in front for the second time tonight.
Chicago Blackhawks goal, scorer number 88, Patrick Kane.
We've also already had the lead longer than it did the first time. The first time the Islanders scored 6 seconds later. Now it's picked up by Richards. Long pass for Kane. He drives. He shoots. And a right pad from Halak. Rebound to the boards and Versteeg helped by Seabrook, whose shot is stopped by Halak. Leddy moved it ahead. Here's Oposo. His wrister blocked Oduya. It's out of play.
Fans, it's time for the winner of
Going to take a look at that goal again, Pat, from our BMO Harris Bank Telestrator. The puck is going to roll right on edge, right there. Look at it. Stop it right there. Look how that puck is flat. It's up against the blade. Now watch what happens. It falls back forward because he turns that bottom hand over and is able to get the puck flat, and then he's able to elevate it by throwing his hands up towards the crossbar. Beautiful play all the way around from Patrick Kane.
Rookie tried to pick his way through traffic, could not. A good strip by Hjalmarsson. Hawks get it in there. Carcillo, his pass came back to him. Now Kruger. Marcus Kruger with a backhand shot blocked out in front. Hickey.
Figure he'd go to the backhand. Kane tried it. Why not go to the backhand? When in doubt, go to the backhand.
Where's Richie Preston when we need him? Now Oposo. Bounce it back the other way. Here's Shaw. Tied up on the board. Sharp carried on. And he got turned around and lead the other way. Goes in on Roosevelt. Support from Shaw. Now it's Reinhart pinching to keep it in. Pass deflecting. Now a whack, and loose puck was hacked high and wide by Grabner. Islanders peel off to change as Dahlbeck banks it back into Long Island ice. Well, they thought Bickle had touched that, but the officials rule otherwise. It's icing Chicago.
Well, Patrick Kane in the third period just tied Rick Nash, who's having a terrific season for the New York Rangers. His 10th third period goal.
DeHaan almost took the ear of Clutterbuck off as it went high.
Oh, you're going to say took the ear.
Now the puck stays in the Hawks' own. Martin is checked by Roosevelt. Dug out Strome. Strome, that is pass taken by DeHaan. He put it in behind Strome. Tried to center. Puck deflected up into the air. Darling didn't know where it was, and it seemed to hit him up high near the shoulder. And stayed out of the net. Roosevelt.
That's DeHaan, the defenseman that's been down.
Yeah.
That's like 2 shifts in a row where he's been very aggressive in the offensive zone. And you're right, Pat. I mean, you called it beautifully. I mean, Darling had no idea where that puck was.
All right, now Hickey ahead, Grabowski to Nielsen, back to Grabowski, and puck was rolling on him as he tried a one-timer. Bounce back toward the front, good to read by Darling. Off a partition, it got right near the front of the net, but Darling alertly batted it out of harm's way. Now here comes Hossa. Centered it, inside, couldn't get rid of the opportunity. Sends it back to Seabrook. Now Taves for Hossa. Back to the captain and behind. And it winds up back in the center ice area, where Grabowski gets the line. Tried to snap one off, but Darling sticked it away. Carcillo hacked at it. It floats over the glass and out of play. 8 minutes have been played here in period 3, and the Blackhawks have the lead because of a sweet play by 88 and White. How do you like the top shelf?
Well, Blackhawk fans, take a look at the all-new Chevy Malibu. The 2015 Chevy Malibu is a real game changer. It's all about drive. Just like that last backhand by Patrick Kane. See your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealer today, or go to ChevyDriveChicago.com. Drive what Kane, Taves, and yours truly drive.
That's really something, that stat we showed a little earlier. He's got 14 goals this year, and 10 of them have come late in games. Usually when he's shown us for the last several years of his career, when the scenarios are a little bit tighter, a little bit more important, that's when he seems to shine. Now Griffin Reinhart. The Hawks are changing on the go. Reinhart out of the Islander end. Tavares had to pull up. Now it's stolen. Penalty coming up on Versteeg. Got to stick up high, they say, and the Islanders are going to go to the power play. Going to check Tavares to see whether he's been cut.
Looks like 2 minutes. I saw Paul Dvorsky put up 2. Chris Versteeg's going to head to the penalty box. A good visit with Paul Dvorsky earlier today at the hotel.
Yeah, that spectacular hotel right next. It's going to be really good when they finish it, isn't it?
The Long Island Marriott.
Power play, Islanders. They get the draw, Tavares. They get 2 men near the front of the net. Here's Leddy, Tavares. Oposo's near the top of the crease. Now he goes in behind the pass, deflected away from him, and the Hawks hack it back.
Good stick there from Hjalmarsson. Perfectly placed, taking away the passing lane from Nielsen to Oposo.
20 seconds into the PK, the first change made for the forwards. Now it's Taves and Hossa out there. Here comes Nielsen. Oposo into the zone. Threw it to this side. Hjalmarsson there first. But he's checked trying to clear it. Leddy a keep. Now it bounces around finally to the Islanders. Oposo. Out it out to Leddy. Tavares on the other side shooting. And that was a knuckleball type shot. Darling able to stop it. Tavares shot it when it was on edge. Now Leddy tries and missed the net. Taken by Tavares for Leddy. Across Oposo. Waits. Leddy for Tavares. Goes down low. A tough attempt. Downstairs was Darling. He made the stop. He made a second stop also. Now it's taken Oposo. He fires. And a tip went up high from Nelson. Nobody knew where it had gone. And the Hawks clearing attempt held in Leddy. Now to Tavares. He shoots one to save Darling. Rebound to Oposo. He scores! Darling made the save. The rebound right there for Kyle Oposo. We're tied.
Just had that feel, Pat, that it was just a matter of time on this power play for the Islanders. They gave a couple of different looks. They used the puck from out high, and then they went down low, and they played a couple of opportunities to take the puck to the net, and then Kyle Oposo beats Scott Darling to the short side. But the variation that the Islanders used there, Pat, on their power play is something that we didn't see earlier in the game. Meaning they were shooting the puck from out top, and then they took the puck down low and created a chance or two, and then eventually the puck found its way to the back of the net, and twos are wild.
All right, now it's Oduya. They clear to center. Johnny Oduya for Brad Richards. Threw it into the corner, hoping for Kane. Hickey there first, however. A pinch in. Now Richards got it in behind. Dahlbeck took a hit to keep it in. Kane only tried to use the boards, but the referee in the way that time, and picked up by Hickey, or I should say Martin, for the Islanders. Cleared it in. Here's Visnovsky into the middle. He waits. He shoots. He scores! Lubomir Visnovsky, tremendous patience. And he went high to the stick side. And the Islanders in front.
Pat, the fourth line of the Islanders does it again. I mean, this line has been the difference. And Lubomir Visnovsky goes top shelf on Scott Darling. He waits Darling out. Darling is down, 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 and where does he go? He goes upstairs. But the patience on the entry by the Islanders. And Visnovsky, a defenseman, Pat. I made mention of DeHaan jumping into the play earlier in this period. So it's a theme for the Islanders of getting their defensemen a little bit more active. They have the lead.
Now Grabowski. Cleared it ahead, Nielsen. Bailey with a wrist shot, missing the target. Held in Donovan. Oduya gets it back. Shaw. And his pass picked off. Here's Reinhart. Gaining the line with a wrister. Fought off Darling. Rebound Grabowski. It was rolling on him. And taken now by Hjalmarsson. Taves got sandwiched in the neutral area. And the Islanders, Leddy missing on a pass, going to be icing against New York. So the crowd has come to life here in the last couple of minutes. 2 goals in 51 seconds. for the Islanders. And they're in front for the first time in the game. Face off to Hossa, who's checked right away. Grabner hacked it the other way. Another icing call on Long Island.
When you think about the Islanders, Pat, missing two of their top 5 defensemen with Johnny Boychuk out of the lineup and also Hamonic.
Travis Hamonic, who certainly would have been a big part of their D-core. Key shot here deflecting out of play. 8 minutes remaining in regulation time. Now it's the Islanders 3 and the Hawks 2.
Well, fans, don't forget to check out the Blackhawks blog at WGNTV.com. The blog is brought to you by Jeff Vukovich, your local nationwide insurance agent serving the area for 36 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuv.com. Nationwide is on your side. Look at this guy right here. Come on, no yawn in there. Anybody loses a helmet, they can borrow his. That one looks like it folds up pretty well.
Tavares racing into the zone, fighting against Richards. He shoots. Good block, Richards. And Versteeg the other way. Chris Versteeg gets the line, but forgot a little something. And the Islanders look to start a turnover. Oh, Kane. Checked by Tavares. The puck got to him. Hey! Now Kulemin put it on the stick of Visnovsky. Islanders changing here, as are the Hawks. Keith looks to start out. Sharp lost it to Nielsen. He's in on the counterattack. Lets it go. Missed the far post by under a foot. And Sharp made sure to get this one to center.
Seabrook and Keith are trying to get off the ice. Got to get this puck in deep.
The pass misses, and they've got to stay out there. Seabrook hammers it around. It missed Sharp, icing Chicago.
Some tired defensemen on the ice right now. And they got their sticks on their shin pads right now. And if you're Joel Quenneville, you might want to use a timeout here. You got a fresh line on the ice, but you got defensemen that are a little gassed. It looks like Coach Q's going to keep that one in his pocket.
It's the 4th line over the boards for the Islanders, which you've mentioned has been as good as any they've had tonight. And the draw, Strome came up with it. And it jumped away from DeHaan, and 2 and 7 can finally labor to get off to the bench. Oduya looks for Taves.
Martin with a big hit on Oduya behind the play. He finishes anything that moves.
Now Martin, checked by Roosevelt. And Oduya could not reach the puck, held in by Nelson. Nelson, checked by Roosevelt. Taves, he couldn't get it out. Nelson, taken away, and Saad sending it in. DeHaan checked by Hossa. All 3 Hawk forwards in on the play now. Taken by Hossa in the corner. Hossa to Saad. He was well covered, and Grabner got it out.
Expect that play there where Hjalmarsson was skating right down the boards there, try to open up some space for some forwards. Make it difficult on the Islanders to defend in their own zone.
Kruger lost the handle. And Visnovsky able to get it in.
Got a couple of those type of plays in the neutral zone.
Especially here in the third. Doesn't seem like the neutral zone all gummed up.
Yeah,
the Islanders.
Yeah, the gap has been really good for the Islanders. I mean, they've really done a good job in the middle of the ice. Not a lot of space for the Blackhawk forwards or defensemen to get the zone. There's a perfect example there.
Bouncing puck out to Kane. Oh, the stick. Ben Smith just got hit in the head by a waving stick, and we play on. As Seabrook. Now Keith will spin back. Hawks change while keeping possession. And you can hear the crowd alive here at the Nassau Veterans Coliseum. Bailey in on Seabrook. Now Brent Seabrook. Here to the head, Bickle to Sharp. He fights his way in, but Donovan able to stay right with him. Down to 4 minutes remaining in regulation. Here's Oduya with a flip shot, not getting to the net. Nielsen cleared it out. Grabowski gets into the hog zone. Now the late man is Reinhardt. His pass well behind Nielsen. Nielsen gets it back. Shoots one, that's blocked. Now another chance. Oh, and a save, Darling. He didn't know where it had gone. The first shot seemed to stun him a bit. Well, the Hawks get it out of trouble. And Roosevelt had his pass read by Martin. He got knocked down by Hossa, but the Islanders able to dump it in. A keep by DeHaan. His shot stopped, trickled, and Martin tried to throw it in front. Martin couldn't pry it off the boards. Instead, it's Hjalmarsson. Ahead for Shaw. He finds Hossa driving. He shoots. Good save by Halak. Great rush by the Shaw line, but Hossa's bid denied.
Beautiful passing play through the middle of the ice.
3 minutes to go now.
Too many men there.
Stripped of it. Back come the Islanders, but the rush jammed up by Shaw with a back check. A bouncing puck finds Kane. He weaves to the line, put it to Keith. Nice mover on a check. He tried to center. Good stick, Visnovsky. Tipped the pass away from 88. And back come the Islanders. There's a chance, and a shot goes wide from Lee.
Little line juggling going on by Joel Quenneville.
Taves, Kane, and Versteeg out there at the moment. Kuhlman lost it. Here's Taves into the zone, but 3 Islanders converge on him. And a bouncing puck back to center. And now down to 2 minutes remaining in regulation. Hawks will hang on while the 3 forwards go to change. Now Sharp over the boards with Smith and Kruger. Kruger the dump. Okposo rolled it up the board. Tavares made a good backhand pass. Okposo will waltz out. They got a 3-on-2. Okposo in. Okposo shooting. Good block by Seabrook, and still a save required by Darling. Now Oduya. Seabrook. Minute and a half left. Darling looking to the bench. Here come the Hawks. Smith. And there goes Darling off. 6 attackers Chicago. The rush jammed up to Hahn. And the goal to our left is empty. Hawks making a wholesale change, so you see Keith waiting for all that to transpire. And they're on their feet here in Long Island as the Hawks dump it in.
1 minute remaining.
Bouncing puck to Keith. Final minute of regulation. Saad, helped by Taves, put it in front. Here's Keith for Kane. He waits. And now looking for a little help. Chance for Roosevelt. Dropped it back. That one's picked off. And Reed was there. And the Islanders for the empty net. And they hit the post. So the Hawks still have life with half a minute to go. Long pass here, Saad. And he dropped it, but Taves didn't know that was going to happen. Islanders break it up. Roosevelt has to dump it. Down to 20 remaining. A clearing attempt held in. Keith, his long shot went wide. Picked up Clutterbuck. Hacked it off the boards. It goes all the way down. The race for icing, and the whistle with 11-2.
Now Joe Quenneville still has that timeout in his pocket. Going to be able to draw something up. You got some tired players on the ice. Plenty of time to draw up a face-off play. Assistant coach Kevin Dineen with the dry erase board. We'll set up the play. The face-off it should be to the right of Yaroslav Halak. So the strength of Jonathan Toews being a left-handed center iceman, his strength on that side of the face-off dot.
And he specifically called, I think you see Kevin, he specifically called Seabrook down to get into the huddle. So he's going to be involved with this play if the Hawks can win the draw.
Well, the fourth line on the ice, Pat, for the New York Islanders at the end of the game. I think that speaks volumes to Jack Capuano for playing his fourth line. And the opportunity for Ryan Strome right off the left post that gives the Hawks an opportunity at one more crack. Would anticipate that Seabrook and Keith would be on their offsides here, Pat, meaning that Keith would be on the right and Seabrook would be on the left to walk to the middle of the ice, but it looks like they're going to stay on the same side off this faceoff win. Huge faceoff here.
Strome and Taves will square him up. And here's the draw. The Islanders get it. Cleared around the boards by Leddy, and it's hacked the other way by Martin. Going to be icing Long Island. No icing. They save it on a hustle play, Strome, and that's going to finish it. The 8-game winning streak of the Blackhawks has come to an end. On a 3-2 Islander win, Clutterbuck and Keith got together right in the final seconds, which got the alternate captain of the Hawks a little worked up. And he's really not, I think he's mostly unhappy with the no icing call. But the Islanders win the game tonight. And they break a 3-game losing streak. The Blackhawks have an 8-game winning streak come to an end. The final score tonight on Long Island, the home team 3 and the Blackhawks 2.